India and Formula One hasn't always been the best of love stories, given that prior to 2025, there were only two drivers of Indian origin to fly the Indian flag in the pinnacle of motorsport. But that's no longer the case. And joining me in this very special interview on Republic World and Republic Sport Fit today, I'm joined by Kush Maini, who will in fact be the third Indian to be part of Formula One. It was when it was announced that he was racing for the Alpine F1 team as the reserve driver. So Kush, first off, thank you very much for joining us on this interview.
No, thank you very much for having me.
First off, Kush, I just wanted to ask, how did it feel when you finally got the news that you were going to be a reserve driver for Alpine come the 2025 season?
It was amazing, to share it with my family and my friends. It's obviously been a dream of mine from day one, from when I was 7 years old. So obviously a race seat is my dream, but to be this close now and to be in Formula One as an official reserve driver is something I never thought would happen. So I'm so happy and from my family and from my country as well.
Absolutely. And you were talking about, being a reserve driver and you'll be juggling F2 duties as well. How challenging does it get considering that, Formula 2, Formula 1, the challenges will be different and the roles you'll be fulfilling are different as well?
No, I think for sure it's a lot more on my plate, but in the end, it's more experience and it's going to make me a better driver. Second of all, I think F2 is my priority to finish in the front of F2, because I know being a reserve driver and doing well in F2, it's going to open a lot of doors for hopefully FP1s and who knows in the future maybe a seat. So for me, my main goal is F2, and when F1 needs me, I'm obviously there on call, but and I'm there to learn as much as I can. But right now, my goal is to perform as well as I can in Formula 2.
It's interesting you mentioned learning because, Alpine did give you a lot of opportunities to test machinery. You had practices in FP1 as well. How much do you think have you been picking up in recent times, and really how much have you been able to manage to pick? Because nowadays F1 really is very data driven.
Yes, for sure. I've obviously spent a lot of time on the sim, plus with the engineers, and plus obviously the 4 days I got last year, which was massive. And I think it's one of the reasons why I'm reserve driver today. Those tests went really well, and the feedback I gave the engineers, they were very happy with. So, to keep building on that and to know that Alpine know what I'm capable of in the Formula 1 car, and now I just need to focus on delivering in Formula 2 is great. And to know that they've chosen me as a reserve driver, as one of their reserve drivers, is awesome, because I know they're keeping an eye on me, and all I need to do is now do my best and perform, and then the opportunity is there.
Absolutely. And it's interesting you mentioned one of the reserve drivers because, of course, you're paired up with Franco Colapinto when it comes to reserve duties. I just wanted to ask you your opinion on him because he absolutely lit F1 on fire last year during his brief cameo with Williams. And many are surprised he didn't get a seat already considering the kind of showings he had.
No, I mean, it shows how competitive F2 is really. And it shows that, the top guys in F2 can jump into an F1 and be very fast and competitive. Obviously, it takes experience to keep the car clean, and it's one of the big things in Formula 1 because the less money you spend on repair job, the more you can spend on developing the actual car. But it shows that the speed isn't an issue for us F2 drivers, and that's why I think F1 teams are taking us more seriously now, and there's so many more drivers in Formula 1 and also as reserve drivers, etc. So what he did and what Ollie did as well in Jeddah was big for us F2 drivers because it shows the level at what we're racing in.
And also mentioning F2 drivers, someone else you drove alongside or against last season in Kimi Antonelli had a pretty good debut season really for Mercedes, debut race rather. Any thoughts on that? Because he had a pretty good run in what were pretty treacherous conditions in Melbourne.
No, it looked very tough to drive, and I mean you could see it. I mean, so many drivers found the wall, and Australia in itself is a tough track to navigate in the dry. So in the damp conditions, greasy, and sometimes it was like wet on slicks. It was very entertaining to watch, but I can tell you as a driver, it's very nerve-wracking to be in there. So for him to come away with a lot of points on his debut, and obviously taking Lewis's seat, and there's a lot of pressure behind that as well, was great to see.
Absolutely. And, you've seen a lot of F2 drivers really. In fact, this season you've got 5 rookies who are part of, let's say, the driver lineup. You've had Gabriel Bortoleto, Antonelli and the likes. Do you think you're going to see more movement in the near future, considering I think there's a lot of talent coming through F2 and even F3?
Exactly. I think it's really rocked F1, and it's shown that the rookies are very fast. Obviously, like I said, there's a lot of fine tuning to do, but that comes with experience and time in the car. And it's one of the positives for myself as well to know that if I do perform in Formula 2, I know that my testing has been strong and my relationship is strong with the team. That opportunities will come, and that's my goal.
One more question, Kush, before I let you go. You're being mentored and managed by Mika Hakkinen, a 2-time Formula 1 champion. Obviously, great person to have in your corner. Has he been giving you any advice, any tips on how to navigate this, whether it be on the mental or even the, driving side of things?
No, it's huge. I mean, he's so invested in me. It's amazing to see, and I have to pinch myself every time I speak to him. I actually have a call with him after this.
Oh.
We speak a lot after every test, after every event. We sort of do our little debrief, and he helps me. He's very self-critical on me as well, which really helps. But more importantly, he believes in me, and he always takes time for me, and he's like, every time I ask him to speak, he's there, and he picks up the phone every time, and it's just surreal to have someone like that, and it's priceless for me. And when someone like that believes in you, how can you not believe in yourself?
Absolutely. And Kush, just a quick thought on your F2 career as well, because you changed teams from last year, and obviously the team that you were in, you won the Constructors' Championship. And any particular reason for that change, and what do you think your new team can bring you that your other team perhaps could not?
No, good question. I think first of all, Invicta are a great team, and I get along. I mean, I see them in the paddock now, so I still have a great relationship with everyone. But sometimes things just don't work out with a team, and I really feel like, even though we showed flashes, we got poles, we won race, and we got podiums, but in the end, it's not what we wanted as a team, and it's not what I wanted. In the end, we won the Constructors, but Gabriel did a great job as well. But I feel I didn't show what I'm capable of, and that's one of the reasons. There was a lot of issues which I can't really speak here, or it'll take a long time. But all I know is that there's a lot more in me and a lot more I'm capable of, which I wasn't able to show. So I'm glad I've been given another chance, and I feel like Dams is a great place where I can show it.
All the best, though, with the upcoming F2 season, Kush, and I really hope we get to see you flying the Indian flag in Formula 1 sooner rather than later. Thank you so much for joining us on this particular interview.
Hey, man, thank you for having me. Thank you.